Hey viewers, hey subscribers, welcome back to my channel. You guys, of course, every live stream I get interrupted with a phone call. So I'm back. Because I really wanted to finish. So I'm gonna give y'all a minute to hop back in. Valerie, M, Queen, and whoever else was watching the live stream, hey. I swear. Story of my life is I go live and then all the drama happens. Rico loses his rabbit mind. My person calls. My mom calls. One of my sisters calls. Everybody and their mama wants to get a hold of me as soon as I go live. That's just how the universe works in my favor. So, I'm gonna try this again with no interruptions. Give everybody a hot minute to hop into the live stream and see what is going on. Everybody had tea tonight though. Hey M, I still have your cards laid out, so this is perfect. Sorry about the abruptness. Y'all know how this goes. Every time I start streaming, I start getting phone calls for some weird reason. Not when I'm available and I'm just laying on the couch. It's always when I start streaming. So, let's recap. We have your person's energy right now, what he's thinking. We're not together. She's just a friend. So, if you had any doubts or suspicions about that. Right. Okay, great. Long as that resonates. I do want you, I'm just not ready. And I think that may have been a question. But the thing is, it says, I wasn't honest about my feelings for you. So, like you've been saying with the communication issue, he's the type of person that doesn't express his emotions very well. So, you know, he could actually be in love with you, but not really act on it. You know, he may not act like it, but it's all bottled inside. So for him to express it or show it, it's like, it's hard for him. He's one of those people that's emotionally unavailable. And that can be a challenge to deal with, because as human beings, we need vulnerability. We need to know that we're loved. We need to feel that love. We need to be reassured in a relationship with people that we're loved. That's like a child. That's, for example, the mother-child bond. When you become a mother, you can't neglect your child. You can't just not give your baby hugs and kisses, because that child will grow up feeling unloved. You have to show that vulnerability. You have to be open and show them that love. Caress that baby, hold that baby, rock them to sleep. Like, you have to actually express the emotion. Exactly. And then if I see you with another man, I will mess it up. That for me is just his fire energy, very jealous energy. And this is so crazy, because I kid you not, every time I do readings for women and they're moving on, or they've moved on, or they're considering moving on, or somebody else is coming into their energy, the masculine picks up that energy for whatever reason. Like, the masculine can feel when someone else is like interfering on their turf. Crazy. But that's what's in his headspace right now. Like, he doesn't want to see you with anybody. It's crazy though, because it's like this energy of, I'm emotionally unavailable. I'm not steady at all. I'm not stable, because I want you, but I'm not ready. So if you're not ready, that means that you're not stable. And then it's, if I see you with somebody else, I'm going to mess it up, because you're jealous, but it's like, you can't, you're jealous, but you can't meet my needs. So why are you jealous? Make it make sense, sir. You say that you want me, but you do nothing about it. It's that type of energy. Right. I know what you meant. I swear. It's like, and this is why, okay, let me just throw the disclaimer out there. I do believe that twin flames exist. I believe they exist. But I believe that journey is for each individual person to realize their own self-worth. For each individual person to do their own work. And most twin flames don't end up together in this lifetime. A lot of them don't. Some of them do, but they are rare. For this very reason, because the energy between twins is a very hot and cold energy. You get mixed messages, you get mixed signals, you get push and pull. You get push and pull. Now, what I truly do not believe in regards to twin flame connections is that people should sit around and wait around for the other person. Exactly, and because you have a life to live. Now, each individual person that you connect with, that your soul connects with in the 5D, has a purpose. So you have a twin, but you also have a soulmate that's going to come in. You know what I mean? The soulmate is going to be on a different level. Hi, Monet. It's 10. It's $10, dear. The soulmate is going to be, it's going to be a different experience, because a soulmate is going to be the person that 9 times out of 10 will end up being a life partner, whoever that may be. But the soulmate is somebody that actually you feel comfortable with. You're in alignment with one another. You're on the same page. Oh, look, here's another one of his energy. Right. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? That's his energy. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from, I want you, but I'm not ready. I wasn't honest about my feelings. If I see you with somebody else, I'm going to mess it up. Where do we go from there? Sir. You tell me at this point. Right, and sometimes the masculine does pick up the feminine's energy too. That's funny, because I can see this going both ways. We're not together. He's just a friend. I can see that. I do want you. I'm just not ready. Well, I want you, but it's not working. I'm just changing it. I'm flipping it to the feminine. I don't feel you were honest with me about your feelings for me. I don't really want to see you with someone else. Where do we go from here? Yeah. Yeah, and I have the counterpart deck. Just because, let me pull. Spirit. I have the counterpart deck to this. This is the feminine perspective. What energy does Jay feel that M is in right now towards his connection with him? What energy from her is he picking up? I'm so deep in my feelings right now. I'm not sure where this relationship is headed. Yeah, I'm not sure where look at her face. I'm not sure where this relationship is headed. I'm so deep in my feelings right now. I miss the feel of you next to me. You're constantly on my mind. Yeah, you're constantly on my mind, and I miss the feel of you next to me. Yeah. I don't know why that came out. So he's picking up your energy that you do miss the bond, the closeness, the intimacy. And then I'm going to live my best life. So he sees you maybe out with friends. See how this group of women they're out at the coffee shop and they're talking and what have you. Oh, and then on the bottom of the deck, you see her face? How long do you think I'm going to wait for you? That's what she's saying. How long do you think I'm going to wait for you? So he's picking up that energy. He's picking up that energy. He is definitely picking up that energy. Good. You absolutely should. Absolutely should. Absolutely live your best life. For those of you who are in twin flame relationships, and I may start doing twin flame readings because yeah, because people resonate with them more, but I'm going to be very raw about the reality of the connection. No bars help, but y'all know that's how I am anyway. That's just my personality. But yeah, sitting and waiting around, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I mean, you really can't, and you can't even, honestly, you can't forgive someone who hasn't even asked for forgiveness, if that makes sense. Like, if they've hurt you or wronged you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really forgive someone who's not wanting forgiveness. All I can say is release it. Release their energy and give it back to the universe, because it's not yours. If this person is unhealed, they're going through trauma, they're going through karma, it's theirs. You know what I mean? Like, it's their energy, they have to deal with it. Their life's lesson is for them. It's not your problem. And I know a lot of people, because I keep seeing people posting about, well, is the divine feminine doing all the healing while the divine masculine is doing this? It's not about who's doing all the healing. It really isn't. Each individual counterpart needs to do their own work. Right, they need to do their own work. And until they're ready for a relationship, they need to leave other people alone. To do the work that needs to be done, focus on yourself. Heal yourself. Work through your trust issues. Learn how to control those trust issues. Learn how to open up and be emotionally vulnerable and let someone know, hey, I do love you. I do value this relationship. I do want to move forward. We are not mind readers. And we're not going to sit and wait around for you like a 2-year-old to point to it. Like, do you want the relationship, divine masculine? No. If you want it, say it. I mean, honestly, intuitively, I feel like, no, I don't. Because the reason why is because at his age, he's already developed an unhealthy pattern of communication. And so I don't feel that's going to change, because change for him, for his soul, is so dramatic. It requires a lot of energy. Now, I do believe it's possible. But again, he has to make the choice to do it. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's definitely possible, but intuitively, I don't feel that he will, because he's comfortable being who he is and behaving the way that he behaves. He sees nothing wrong with himself. And that's one of the biggest issues with a lot of people. When you don't see any issues within yourself, it's very hard for you to work on those issues, because you don't feel that you have a problem. Everybody else is telling you you have a problem. The universe is showing you are the problem, but yet, oh, it's my mom, it's my brother, it's the squirrel down the street. They're all the problems. I'm great. I don't know what everybody else's problem is. I'm great. Are you really great though? Denial. That's the problem. Denial. And a lot of people walk around in complete denial. You know that you're going to hell in a handbasket because you make no changes. You see it. It's clearly evident, but you keep making, you keep making excuses, and you keep blaming everybody else, and deflecting from the situation at hand. And when I say deflecting, let's say you ask a question about the relationship. Well, where do you see us in the next 6 months? Where do you see this connection going in the next 6 months? Right now, I'm working on getting more work. Do you see how I just ignored your question? Well, where do you see this connection going in the next 6 months? Well, right now, let's focus on your job. See how I just ignored that question? Because I don't want to deal with the reality. I'm in denial about what's going on. Can't be tolerated. That's exactly why you have to say, okay, enough's enough. I need answers ASAP. If you cannot give me the answers, then I will act and move accordingly on my own, with or without you. As I can say, you want to make this hard? We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. And also too, that's part of that's part of the mask falling off. And I say that because a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with people who have narc tendencies, they're putting on their best self in the beginning of a relationship. They only want you to think great, lovely, wonderful things about them in the beginning of the relationship. But when shit hits the fan and shit starts to get real, oh, now you're starting to see a different side. That side was always there. It was masked. It was heavily masked. But all the sweet, flowery things that this person would do and say and all of that. Yeah, and that's why that initial stage with narcissists are called the love bombing phase, because during the love bombing phase, they're grooming you for when the mask falls off. Okay, they'll throw little subtle hints out there. Well, you know I like to be in control. Oh, do you? And then a situation comes up where they show you that if they're not in control, oh, honey, it's a hot mess. So they're grooming you in the beginning of the relationship so that later on down the road, 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years in, when the mask falls off, you can say, you changed. Exactly. You can't say, you changed on me, because the narcissist is thinking, I've been showing you. I've been giving you signs. Exactly. I've been showing you signs of how I am. You knew exactly what this was when you got involved. You knew my situation, because narcs tend to always have a situation. Exactly, M. Exactly. Narcs tend to always have a situation. Well, you knew what kind of family I came from. You knew my upbringing. You know I struggle with depression. You know I have anxiety. My anxiety is so bad. And that's why I act the ass all the time, because I have so many problems. So this is the narc for you. First, they're great. You never saw this anxiety and depression in the beginning of the relationship, when they were whining and dining you and calling you beautiful and okay, love, and all right, baby, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you tomorrow. None of that came out. Exactly, M. Because it's all lies. It's all lies. It's manipulation. In the beginning of the relationship, a lot of people do this thing because it's like, oh, well, I don't want them to find out that really I don't have my shit together, and really I'm an emotional hot ass mess, and I need to go get some therapy, and I need to get help, and I need to work on myself as a person. But I don't really want to do that. So I'm just going to make her believe that I'm a great person and I don't have any problems. I'm great. I'm great. Every time you call in the first little beginning of the relationship, how are you? I'm great, love. How are you? Lies. All lies. And so all of the things that you've gotten used to. Do you see the grooming? So now you've gotten used to this person calling you baby and sweetie pie and honey and I love you and yes, absolutely, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And then when the mask gets snatched off, you're just like, whoa. It's the concept of, the frog in the frog in the pot where they turn the heat up and the frog does not realize that the water is heating up because he's in it. He's in it. So the frog doesn't realize until it's too late that the water is getting hot. Exactly. And that's because your intentions are pure, and you have pure, genuine intentions. You are a pure soul. You're a pure soul. But the narcissist, they're a different story. They're a different story. It's the frog in the water. You're the frog and the narcissist is the hot water. So the temperature keeps going up and you don't realize it. Because normally you can't just take a frog and put him in hot water because the frog will automatically react and jump out. It's an automatic, oh, that water's hot. But you take the frog and you start out with the water cold and you turn the water up slowly. And as it slowly starts to boil, the frog is like, oh, well, this is kind of comfortable. I think I might be comfortable here. And then it gets to boiling, and before you know it, the frog is like, whoa, wait a minute. And that story of the that story of, what is it, the frog and the scorpion, where the frog asked the scorpion for help to get across the water, and the scorpion, being the scorpion, is going to sting because that's what scorpions do. But the frog is like, I just need you to do this favor for me. And the scorpion is like, yeah, I got you. I can get you across to the other side, no problem. Hey, to whoever just joined the live stream, welcome to the channel. So the frog is like, can you just do this for me real quick, Scorpion? Exactly, and that's the blessing. At least you can see the blessing in all of it. But it's like, you trusted the scorpion because you're like, well, surely the scorpion is gonna get me to where I need to go without stinging me. I don't think he would really sting me, would he? Hey, Valerie. But the thing is, the frog is going by what the scorpion is telling him, not the fact that the scorpion is a scorpion. So the frog puts his trust in the scorpion to do what he asks, to do what he says he's going to do. And this is this accountability thing. So the scorpion stings the frog. And then he's like, why would you do something like that? Like calling the scorpion out, right? So he's calling the scorpion out. He's holding the scorpion accountable for what he said he would do. The scorpion's like, well, I'm a scorpion. What did you expect? Sounds like a narc response to me. I'm a scorpion. You knew that. You knew I was a scorpion. You knew I was a hot mess. You knew I didn't have my shit together. So it sounds just like narc syndrome. So the frog holding him accountable is like, what did I just get myself into? Now I'm dying because you stung me and you were supposed to just get me from point A to point B. That's how narcissistic abuse happens. That's how it goes. You're the frog and the narc is the scorpion. At some point the mask falls off, all the little pretty things, it's not real. None of it's real. It's just it's kind of like coasting like that setting on the car, coasting. You're just coasting through. They're just coasting through. Because eventually they know. Here's the thing about it. They know that eventually. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Really, what was that like? It's hard, especially if you have ever been in, and anybody that's watching the live stream, feel free to chime in. If you've ever been in a toxic connection, right, and you leave it, especially very a lot of drama, a lot of trauma, and then you try to move on. Yes, you try to move forward with your life. It's like the universe will test you again with the same exact scenario, but a different body. Same exact scenario. Be like, well, she thought that, she's got through it. Oh, that is interesting. That is interesting because it has to be different. Like if you've been married before and the person you're dating has never been married before, that has to be definitely, you probably see things very different. You see things very different. And you may not really see the importance of being stable either. Like having that stability that marriage tends to bring to a family unit. Right. That's very true. That is very true because like for myself, for example, I've never been married. So I don't know all of the things that are involved. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's probably based on his experiences is how he came to that conclusion. Like it probably just doesn't work out for him when he does, because the person doesn't understand like where he's coming from. For him to say, I won't date anybody that has never been married because I've been married. And maybe he enjoyed his marriage. Maybe that's why. And so if somebody else is not, on the same page or looking for that particular thing, then he's like, I'm not even going to bother with it because, he doesn't feel comfortable. To each their own, though, because to some people, I know people who've, in my family who've been married and they said that they would never do it again. It's your experience, whatever experience you've had. And then there's other people who are just like, I've been single and I'm happy with that. Like marriage is not a priority for me. It's not a big deal. All of that is not a big deal. But it's funny we're having that conversation because when you think about it, the American dream, it's like everybody wants to have a piece of that. Everybody wants to live the happily ever after with whoever their person, twin flame, soulmate person is supposed to be. But in reality, in real life, it doesn't always end up that way. That is very true, Em. That is very true. Yeah. When you've been in a committed relationship, you learn to be selfless. You learn. And I mean, well, before you even get married, you have to be in a committed relationship. Yep. But see, I don't know because he's been in a committed relationship before. I don't know. Because, I mean, he's been in a committed relationship before. So you would think the communication would be better. I would think. But honestly, I don't agree with him because if you're in a committed relationship, whether you're married or not, You have to be selfless. You have to be willing to make compromises. Right. You have to be willing to communicate and be unselfish. You have to be selfless if you're in a serious committed relationship with whoever you're with. Because think about it, when you're kids in high school and you're dating your little boyfriend, a little girlfriend, or whoever it is, before you ever talk about being married, you maybe live together, move in together, go to school together, but you two are still communicating, still going on dates, talking about your plans together. You're making plans together to go here and spend the night here and take a trip here. You're still in a committed relationship. I think it's the key word that he said. Selfless, keywords. Selfless and compromise. Okay, so I'm probably gonna hurt feelings today, but that's welcome to my channel, because I hurt feelings. Just something I do. This is why a lot of women sometimes get themselves hurt and disappointed, because they are willing to give all of themselves to a complete stranger. And not knowing if that stranger is going to return the favor. You have this high expectation of someone who may not be able to meet your expectations. They may not. They may not be willing to compromise for your standards or your boundaries. So you end up hurting yourself because you have high expectations from someone that may or may not meet your requirements. So then it's on you. Are you going to change your requirements, or are you going to take your dignity and leave the situation? And not settle for just half-ass or bare minimum. See, now it's on the woman or whoever. Just, flip the roles reverse. Because we always have a choice in every situation. When somebody shows you who they are, to believe them. And if they're not capable of meeting your standards, move around. There's going to be somebody who's capable of meeting those standards. Right. Now that is concern. I wouldn't say so, but I wouldn't say it's a negative on that person if they've never been married at your age level. I would say if they've never held a long-term committed relationship, that definitely would be a red flag. That would definitely be a red flag, for sure. But I can see where they're coming from, because it's like, well, at his age, if he hasn't been married, has he at least had a serious relationship? Has he at least had a serious relationship? Could that be maybe why he doesn't have, exactly, could that be maybe why he doesn't have children? He didn't stick around long enough to create that type of a responsibility or connection with someone? It just raises questions. Hi, Baydre. Yes, love, I am. Exactly. And here's the thing, and I'm just going to say, like I said, I'm going to hurt feelings. But the thing is, a lot of times we take what somebody tells us for face value. Like I said, there's always two sides to a story. When somebody tells you about their ex, you're only getting one side of the story. Because of course, in the initial stages, people are always going to make it look like they were great. I was there for her or him. I supported them. I did this. I paid the bills. I took care of the kids. I went over my way out. Now, mind you, this is coming from someone whose patterns are very selfish. But, I was always there, and I don't even know why she treated me like this, because I was a great man. I was always there, and I was always supportive. Mind you, she's not there to defend herself, or he's not there to defend himself. So you're painting a picture of somebody who's an ex because you have ill feelings toward this person anyway, because you're no longer together, it didn't work out, whatever the case may be. So now you're painting a picture to someone else who doesn't know your ex, as this god awful person. Now, I'm not saying that right, right, exactly, Em. And I'm not saying that some exes are not pieces of shit, because some of them really are pieces of shit. But a lot of times, this is just my experience. Ladies, leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever experienced this. From the people that I've dated, the ex is always painted to look like she's crazy. She doesn't have her stuff together. She's only after their money. She just wants his money. Whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, they were just so great. And the ex was the problem the whole entire time. When really, the real problem was them. They forgot to mention that little part. But the ex, oh, she's just... Right. That's because you are a genuine, pure soul, Em. Right? Even when I speak about my ex, one of my exes, I own my responsibility there. Because I allowed myself to be in a foolish situation because I had high expectations from someone that was not capable of meeting my expectations. And I won't even say the word capable. He didn't want to meet my expectations. Again, here comes the selfishness. Because when he wanted to communicate with me, he would. Before he went ghost. When he wanted to see me, he would. Exactly, Em. And that is a mature mindset. That is a mature mindset. I mean, because sometimes if the story is absolutely 100% true, that this person was just all hell, that's the true story, right? Because facts speak for themselves. But then there's some times where you did some things, they did some things, and it got messy. It didn't work out. So you went your separate ways. That's okay too. It just didn't work out. Sometimes it's not that the person is a bad person. It's just that you're not compatible. We weren't on the same page. We weren't ready. I wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. We wanted two different things in life at that time. We ended things. And that's okay too. That's okay too. But I've noticed with men tend to demonize their exes a lot of the time. Oh, she was this and she wasn't that, and she only wanted my money, and she just wanted me to pay child support and all this other foolishness. And it's like, but you chose her to procreate with. You chose her to be the mother of your kids. So what does that say about you, sir? Exactly. What does that say about you, sir? Well, she was sleeping around with other people. Okay, but you knew that and you still were there. What does that say about you? She was this when I met her. Okay, so why did you stay? Problem I have. Problem I have. Because again, choices are here. They chose that woman to procreate with. They chose that woman to move in with. Man, she was crazy. Okay, but you moved in with crazy, so obviously you attract crazy. Is that what we're saying? Right, well, she was only in it for the money. Was it really the money? Or wait a minute, does it take money to raise a child? I think it does. I think it does. Are you two married? No. Does she have her own place that she has to pay rent for and your child live there? Yes. Oh, okay. So why are we complaining about child support, sir? Since you're not physically present to help assist in the caretaking of your child. It's the ego. She also has to pay for the car note that she has to take your child to daycare while she's at work or school, right? She also has to put food in the house to take care of your child. So was she really in it for the money? And you were probably working a dead-end job anyway, probably not making that much to begin with when she got pregnant with the child. So let's not go there. She was only in it for the money, really? And she's worked ever since you've known her, she's worked. Not saying this is the case for everyone. Exactly. All expenses, clothes, school supplies, bedding, personal hygiene, toilet paper. Let's really get into it. It takes money to raise kids. Doctor's appointments, daycare in itself is the expense of rent. I can't even imagine. But he wants to complain that you're just trying to take his money. And he'll paint a picture to someone else that you're just this horrible woman. You just want to take all of his things, all of the things that he works for. It's like, no, sir, we have a few children together. They cost. Did you think it was going to be free? School lunches. Some places you have to pay for school lunches. Some places you have to pay, if it's a private school, you have to pay a yearly fee for this child to attend the school. You see what I'm saying? So for him, the audacity. So then he paints a picture to his new woman, like, oh yeah. Exactly. The new woman's thinking, oh, this woman was horrible. How could she do that to you? Sir, you put yourself in that situation. Yeah, you did it to yourself. Again, you chose to have kids. You chose to be married. You also chose to leave or cheat or whatever else you did, right? So we're going to talk about, if we're going to talk about me, let's talk about me fully and also talk about the role that you played in our relationship. Let's be real about all of it. I don't know. I mean, because we could kind of play the whole bashing the ex thing, but it's not going to look, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Of course you did, Em. Of course you did. I'm telling you guys, I am telling y'all, women are nurturers. We are nurturers. We are givers. We are caretakers. We are everything. Women are everything. We do everything all day, every day. So if a man comes into your life, please, for the love of God, source, spirit, however you want to identify, hold this man accountable for the role that he plays in your life. How is he contributing to your life in a healthy way? How is he supporting you? Not just emotionally, not just physically, not just financially. It should be check, check, mic check, 1, 2. Tell us what you can do, sir. Can you juggle? Can you work? Can you go to school? Can you help pay bills? Can you help put food in the house? Can you help put clothes on my back? Can you help do this? Can you fix things? Are you a handyman? Make sure that this person is multifunctional. This person can do a lot of things. They bring a lot to the table. Yep. That's what it sounds like, Em. Unfortunately, that's what it sounds like. It's like, but sir, no, we're not going to fall back. We're not going to do that, because taking care of 3 or 4 children, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And we got to do it together, because it takes a village to raise children. It's not a one-man show. It's not a one-man show. But yeah. And our conversations be so real here. They be so real. And I know I be hurting people's feelings, but it's just real shit. Like, I don't know how else to explain things. It is what it is. You get what you allow. You allow somebody to fall back and sit on their ass and not help contribute to the household, then yeah, you're going to be stressed the hell out, because you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, doing something that a man should be helping do. He helped create kids. He should be helping contribute to the household. I mean, that just is what it is. Now, for those of y'all who are, independent and I don't need a man, good luck with that. Great. Good luck with that. But generally, most women, we really do want to be loved. We really do want to be supported. We really do want someone to help provide, because men are typically the head of the household. Typically, in most cases. Women do their part, they do their part, and then, you know, it works out. It works out. But like I said, you get what you allow. You get what you allow. If you sit there and let it happen, then it's going to keep happening. And every relationship you get in, you're going to be pissed off because you're going to be the one being the breadwinner, again, babysitting an adult. An able-bodied adult. It's called enabling. If you ever see the show My 600-Pound Life, that's what you become, an enabler for the one who has a disorder called sitting on their ass and not doing anything. You're an enabler because now you're taking care of them and your kids and the bills and everything else when they're fully capable. And they need to be held accountable. And if they're not pulling their weight, then stop sticking around. Stop making excuses for them. Let them go. You have nothing to lose. Because I've heard in a lot of readings dealing with a lot of women, well, you know, we have kids together. So what? He's not taking care of his kids. So why are you hanging on to that relationship with someone who doesn't take care of their kids? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Well, we've been together. Yeah, we've been together since high school. So that's even more reason why he should be helping you, because you guys have history, correct? Make it make sense. Anywho, enough of my rantings. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. The plan is to have you guys' videos tomorrow. Don't hold me to it, because y'all know I hate making promises and then not keeping them. Exactly, Em. We do not stay where we are not respected, where we are not assisted, where we are not loved and appreciated. We don't do it. We don't stay there. Because you're just asking for trouble. You're asking for unnecessary stress. I had to take a deep breath. Because it's a lot. And I find myself repeating things that I've said to a lot of women. This is funny because I say this to a lot of women. A lot of men don't really have this problem. This is kind of hilarious as I'm thinking about it. Men are very selfish. Ladies, divine feminines, you need to be too. You do. Men are very selfish, and it's not always in a bad way. Like, men can be selfish in a good way. I'm glad, Em. Men are selfish sometimes in a good way. Like, if they are really focused on a particular thing, nothing else matters to them. They don't see it. They're not acknowledging it. They're not dealing with it for themselves. Like, if they're working, they don't want you bothering them by constantly calling them all day while they're at work. If they're out with the guys and they're having a good time and they're having me time for themselves, maybe they're drinking some beers or whatever, they're out eating wings or whatever the case is, they're out with their friends, they do not want to be bothered. They're sitting on the couch watching the game. They do not want to be bothered, not by kids, not by the woman, not by anybody. They do not want to be bothered. Men actually do take care of themselves. When they're ready to go to the barbershop, to get lined up, to get a haircut, to get shaved, they take the time out to go do that. They'll schedule an appointment to do it. Men understand the importance of self-preservation a lot better in a lot of cases than women do. Men will make sure they have money for the things that they need. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I also feel like you may get some type of commentary on that. something might be said, or it might just be ignored, like pretending as though they didn't see it. Yeah, but men make sure they have money for the things that they need, things that they want. If they want to go somewhere, they're going to go. If they don't want to go somewhere, they won't. Trust me, I know. As an employment specialist, men don't come to work all the time if they don't feel like it. If they don't like the job, the supervisor has an attitude, they're not getting paid enough, men will leave, and they will have no problem doing so. They ghost women all the time that they think is just, she's doing too much. She's trying to force a relationship on me that I don't want. He'll block you. He'll just block you. He'll just ghost you. Men have no problem taking care of their needs. I wish that divine feminines would do the same. Right, Em? It's like they don't care. And they don't mind showing you they don't care. And then they'll tell you why. Sometimes they'll tell you why. Like, you get on my nerve. You're always complaining. And I can't take it. You give me a headache. They'll tell you that. They don't care how you feel about it. That men will just tell you that. It's not working. I'm leaving. They'll tell you that. Why can't women be that way? It's not working. I'm leaving. Goodbye. So anyways, ladies, if you're watching this live stream, I will be live again Wednesday night for readings and tarot, Thursday night for live discussion. Think of some good topics. Let me know. Comment on this live stream below if you have a good topic for us to discuss. Yeah, comment on this live stream, or you can DM me on Instagram, #AquarianEmpressTarot, or you can email me, aquarianempresstarot@gmail.com, or subscribe to my website. All the same stuff. aquarianempresstarot.net. Not .com, .net. Okay? Great, Em. You will be missed. Enjoy the meditation group, because I swear it's great. It's just great. Practice releasing. Divine Feminines, I give you guys an assignment for this week. Please practice releasing things that are not in your control. Releasing tension, releasing stress. Some of y'all need to book a massage, a full body massage, ASAP. I'm telling you, massages detoxify the body. It releases stress, and it removes tension from the muscles in your body. Okay? Yeah. So if you can get a massage, you're welcome. You'll thank me later. But everybody have a good night. And until the next live stream, love you guys.